Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. It's that time of the year when we start setting our expectations, and we now need to talk about Arsenal because every other club, every other fans have set the expectations of their clubs. Apart from Man United, because I do not know what the expectations are, but we do not care on this channel. We literally care about Arsenal and what our expectations this campaign are. You're going to be joining me on a journey where we are going to be diving into every competition that Arsenal are going to be competing in this season, and we will be predicting where we will finish, and also what exactly do we aim by competing in, or do we aim at by competing in all these competitions. So the basis of this video is to have a discussion around the Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. What should Arsenal do in these competitions? What is our target? And I want to ask you right in this video, what are your expectations this season? Is it merely top four, just like it was at the end of the season? Are you looking at Arsenal winning probably the Premier League? Are you looking at Arsenal winning the Europa League? Are you looking at Arsenal winning the FA Cup? Are you looking at Arsenal walking away with the Carabao Cup? Or top four that is back in the UEFA Champions League is fine for you? Talk to me genuinely, sincerely. We've had a very good preseason. We've had a very organized transfer market. I will not rate it at a 10 out of 10 or even an 8 out of 10, but I think it has been absolutely comprehensive. It's been very, very planned, and you understand and you look at the clear plan and you're like, yes, this is what Arsenal are trying to do. So I don't think we've had a very bad window. I don't think we are anywhere near having a bad window. But then we have to, after signing all those players, after, trimming the squad and making it better, then you have to get to the Premier League season, get to the Europa League season, and you have to deliver. You have to perform. In the comment section below, I'm going to give each one of you a chance to set your Premier League predictions. Where will Arsenal finish? And these ones will be reviewed at the end of the season. So my producer will be reminding me this video. In this video, we'll have a reaction video that is in May next year. We'll try to look at how you guys predicted where Arsenal will finish and where did we actually finish. But of course, do not feel offended. You can also predict where we will finish in the Europa League season, where we will finish in the FA Cup, and also in the Carabao Cup. Now, one thing that has really intrigued me here, before we get into everything, is a comment from Patrick Vieira. This is what he said about not winning any of the 2 Premier League fixtures that his team opened the season with. This is what he said. Of course, playing against 2 teams who are fighting to win the Premier League is always going to be very challenging. And 2 teams that are fighting to win the Premier League, that is Arsenal and Liverpool. Maximum respect from Patrick Vieira, because there's one manager that literally schooled us last campaign. But now the fact that he's lost to us and he's still very calm, and he says Arsenal is a team fighting for the Premier League, that is a lot of respect from Patrick Vieira, and I'm absolutely glad. So let's start off with the Premier League. Do not forget, such videos have to get to 1,000 likes because they're about our club, and this is when haters do not watch our videos, because literally they'll hear us saying we want to win the Premier League and they will not be too happy about it. So hit the like button. Let's get this one to 1,000. Very close to 57,000 subscribers. We need to get there. So let's start off with the Premier League. Now, it's not an easy thing to win the Premier League. And I think many Arsenal fans will agree with me that we might not be there. We might not be there yet in that caliber of clubs that are expected to win the Premier League when the season starts. But I want also to say this. Last campaign, we lost 3 games in a row at the beginning of the campaign, and no one expected us to be in and around that conversation of the top 4. Everyone thought finishing 8th, finishing 6th actually, will be a miracle for Arsenal, and they will have performed very, very well. It's very different. It was very different. Arsenal fought for the top 4 until the last day. Of course, look, on the last day of the Premier League, it was Spurs to lose, but we fought till the end, and we went down in history that we are the first team to lose our first three Premier League fixtures and come and put up such wonderful scenes, wonderful performances, to an extent that we were very close to qualifying for the UEFA Champions League. It so happens that many people cannot explain what really happened. So, do I expect Arsenal to win the Premier League? My prediction is we can be part of the top three in the Premier League. Now, listen, I've looked at this Liverpool side, and I want to have a go at them. I want to have, I want to have a cheeky dig at them. The beginning of the season does not really matter to Liverpool, and it doesn't really matter to clubs like Manchester City, because they build structures, and their teams have actually lived 6 years, 7 years. So literally, what that means that all those clubs, both Manchester City and Liverpool, are 6, 7 years ahead of Arsenal, ahead of Liverpool, and ahead of everybody else. Of course, not everybody else. I think they're 6 years, probably, or 5 years ahead of Arsenal. But when it comes to clubs like Man United, they're below. I think United, to be honest, are 4 years behind Arsenal, and that means they're around 8 years behind Liverpool. I mean, they could just get everything right with money, but if they cannot do that, then they're not anywhere close to the conversation of winning the Premier League in the next 3-4 years. So I thought about Liverpool, right? Before I thought about Arsenal, I thought about Liverpool. They've lost Sadio Mane, and I think they've really recruited well in Darwin Núñez and Fabio Carvalho and a couple of other players. But they don't look to me as a Liverpool that are really going to get better and firing. You know, these are two different things. You might look at a club; it has a lot of quality, and you feel even if they lose 4-5 games, they will come back, they will be firing, and they're going to be challenging Manchester City. This season, I do not see them as the ultimate test. I do not see them as the as the ultimate challengers to Manchester City. They're 4 points behind. It doesn't matter really at the moment. But what matters for me when it comes to Liverpool is, do they have the squad depth really? Is that midfield going to challenge Manchester City to the title? Are they really going to challenge Manchester City with that kind of midfield? Personally, I don't see how they do that. Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez, Roberto Firmino, Jota, and whoever is playing on that front line. I think the goals are there, but Liverpool are challengeable. So for me, I expect Arsenal to pick up those consistent performances, keep on getting better. Like I said, I don't think we've started off very well in this Premier League season. The Crystal Palace game, not our best game in our life. The Leicester City game, not our best game in our life as well. So Arsenal in the Premier League, I'm going for top three. And I'm saying Manchester City will have quite an easier run this season. I think Spurs will have a lot of pressure on the top three positions. Chelsea, we underrated them. We undermined them, but they will have a very huge say on the top three positions. But I think Arsenal, that is where we are. With that window, after, because you know what we've done, and I want to respect everyone who has acknowledged the amount of work Arsenal put in correcting this squad. What we've done, what we've literally done here is we've gone 4 years of playing with Deadwood, playing with a squad that doesn't have direction. We have trimmed that in the last 3 years, ever since 2019, Mikel Arteta taking over. So we've trimmed our squad. I think we have washed our squad, and we're a better side. Not that better to win the Premier League. If we want Arsenal to win the Premier League, then I would say get another winger, very strong winger, get a defensive midfielder, and get another central midfielder. And also a right back. I don't think Arsenal are really going to do that or all that in this window. So the Premier League, winning the Premier League, for me, we are out of that. All right, we will challenge for the top 3 positions, and that means second and third. And I think somewhere there, it is somewhere. If we fail terribly, it will be fourth. But if we succeed, I see Arsenal finishing second and even third. So Spurs, I think they will be there. They will try to challenge us, and they will challenge us because they really do have a very, very quality squad. But I think they need a year. They will need another year. This is the Premier League. You don't just bring in 8 new signings and you win it. So, I mean, you can, but it's not that easy, especially now that you have the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City that have just, organized their squads. You have Arsenal squad that has that is now 3 years old, by the way. So, if Liverpool's squad is 7 years old, Arsenal's squad is 3 years old. So, in the next 2 years, expect us to be challenging for the Premier League, baby. This one, top 3 in the Premier League. I would be very, very happy with the top 3 finish. I don't think I would be mourning about why didn't we win the title, why didn't we finish second. If we finish third, I will be absolutely okay with that. So Premier League, let me know your predictions. Where do you think Arsenal finish? And I mean, where do we deserve to finish? That is the question. Where will we finish, in your opinion? And where do we deserve to finish the Premier League campaign? Now, the Europa League is where we need to be very optimistic, and you need to listen to me very, very well. Now, my problem with UEFA and the Europa League is, however much they want to make it a quality competition, they've fought it themselves, and they've literally made it a competition that is for losers. And I don't agree with that. I think there is healthy competition in the Europa League. I think there is quality football in the Europa League. But the moment that you introduce the UEFA Conference League, it just kills the hierarchy of football in UEFA competitions. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit, right? I understand UEFA trying to make more money, but for me, the UEFA Conference League, there is no need for that. There is no need. Right? Fight as much as you can to make it to the Europa League, and fight as much as you can to make it to the UEFA Champions League. If you cannot, wait for the next campaign. Because for me, the UEFA Conference League weakens the Europa League. It absolutely weakens. It's a trophy, it's a competition with absolute no value. And also the fact that the third team in the group stages of the Champions League drops down to the Europa League round of 32. It makes no sense. Yeah, look, that has been the way all the time, but it just doesn't make any sense for me. If you want to make the Europa League strong as a competition, I mean, there are measures that I agree with. The Europa League winner playing the Super Cup with is it called the Super Cup? What is it called? With the UEFA Champions League winner, Madrid won it this year. That I agree, because literally you're trying to raise the standards of the Europa League. But the round of 32, where you have losing teams dropping into the Europa League, it makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. It's kind of undermining the competition. They think they're adding value, but for me, if just raise the bar, raise the standards of how you of how you compete in the UEFA Europa League, and that's it. You could say every 5th team and 6th team in every league makes it to the Europa League, and then whoever wins the domestic cups, for example, the FA Cup. That's it. Do not add all this. I don't even care. So, this year, Arsenal are favorites for the Europa League. No one should tell you otherwise. We are favorites to win the Europa League. Whether Barcelona, are knocked out of the Champions League group stages, or Bayern are knocked out of the Champions League group stages, I do not care. This year, Arsenal are favorites. We are favorites to win the Europa League. And this is what I'm going to say. Everyone thinks Man United will have is say, because we're playing on a Thursday together, I don't even think about it. No one should think about Man United and the likes of. I mean, I don't even know other clubs because I'm not really concerned. My concern is Arsenal, and we are clear favourites for the Europa League. We are absolutely clear favourites for the Europa League. There is no other chance. We've never won it, and I'm gonna tell you this: predicting our season literally also means, trying to put my heart and mind on what is important to us. And what I think is important for us is to win a title that we've never won before. Look, the Premier League looks like ages away, but is it that easy? It's not that easy. It will reach a time when the squad asks for squad depth, when injuries hit, when the marathon becomes too dry. Our throats will dry up, and we will try to run this marathon through, and we will come again next season. But the Europa League knockout competitions, this is it. The last time we were here with Mikel Arteta, we made it to the semi-finals. Rightfully so, we were knocked out, and I'm happy that we were. And this season, whether it's Villarreal, whether it's Sevilla, whether it's Valencia, I do not even fucking care about those Spanish clubs. We are better than them. We are better than anyone in the Europa League. And for starters, if any club is knocked out of the UEFA Champions League at third, we are better than them. We are absolutely better than them. So I'm going to say Arsenal win the Europa League. We will make it to the final. It's not Man United. We are not going to play the final with Man United. Give me a break. It's not going to be Man United. It's going to be a club. I think it could be a club from Scotland. Probably Rangers. I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking it could be Rangers. It could be Rangers, right? Because they had a very, very good run. So they might try to, recreate, that run and come again and lose another final. So I'm saying Arsenal win the Europa League. We're gonna be very, very clear. We will make it to the final, and we will win this one because we are clear favorites. I do not see any other club that will stand in our way. We are absolute clear favorites. It's my opinion. Do not forget. Now, the FA Cup, is there a chance for us to win a double? There's a question. Is there a chance for us to win a double? Now, the FA Cup, ever since we won it, has really changed. I think the growth of Liverpool and Manchester City into the dominant pillars of UK football have just, only that has just made the FA Cup so valuable. And I think when Arsenal won it so many times, when Man United won it so many times, the value attached to the FA Cup, yes, it was there, really, but not as it is today. Because whoever doesn't win the Premier League at home has one trophy to win, and that is the FA Cup, right? And that's what Liverpool did last campaign. They couldn't win the Premier League, so they were lucky, right? They were lucky. They had already won the FA Cup. So in my opinion, Arsenal should... The first thing I don't want to see us doing is getting knocked out on the first game. Is it the third round? Stop that nonsense. It is not funny. It's not funny. The past 2 seasons, we've been knocked out of the FA Cup on the third round. I think last season, it was Nottingham Forest, and Mikel Arteta was absolutely furious. It is not funny. These boys should stop that. But I'm saying, with the FA Cup, we will end at the semi-finals. I don't think we will make it to the final. I'm going to predict Arsenal going as far as the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and anyone could knock us out. I think it will be Liverpool, right? If we get a Liverpool, a Manchester City or Chelsea, we'll end up, or Tottenham Hotspur, we will end up on the semi-finals. And this is my reasoning. I think Spurs are going to be desperate. That's the one. I'm really happy that Spurs have not dropped into the Europa League. You know why? Because I think they will make it through the group stages of the Champions League, and I pray that they end there. Right? I don't want to see Spurs winning the Champions League before Arsenal win it. It would be the worst nightmare in my life. So FA Cup, I think they're going to be hungry alliance for a trophy, for a piece of silverware. Spurs, Chelsea. Those two, they will die for the FA Cup. Trust me, you will come back here and tell me, Cossy, you were right. You were right. We shouldn't have gone for the Europa League, for the FA Cup as our prime trophy. We were never going to win it. So I see Arsenal win silverware, but not the FA Cup. But we can make it to the quarterfinals and semi-finals. Please, guys, it is not funny. It is not anywhere funny by dropping out of the FA Cup on the third round. It is not funny. Now, the Carabao Cup, we did go to the as far as the semi-finals, didn't we? And we lost to Liverpool. So that was a very, very good run. I hope to repeat it, though. I really hope to repeat it. Look, I've not seen Arsenal win this. I don't know if it's a trophy. What is it even? But I want it. I desperately want it. So in my opinion, it's a Manchester City trophy, literally. They win it every year. If they don't win it, then Liverpool now can win it, or any other small club. But I'm going to say this. Carabao Cup, get to the final. And we will get to the final of the Carabao Cup. And whatever happens will happen. But Arsenal will get to the finals of the Carabao Cup. I'm not sure if we reach there, we will not meet a Manchester City, because those boys know how to get there. And I think, you know why I think Arsenal will make it to the finals of the Carabao Cup? It is second squads playing first and foremost, and we need to focus on every trophy. So for me, if our secret squad is going to have Emile Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Matt Turner, Ben White, Rob Holding, Karen Tierney at left back, Albert Sam Lokonga, Mohamed El Neni, that should be able to take us to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and then the semi-finals and the finals should see Arsenal bring out their best squads and win. Get to the final. I'm not really sure we win it, because, like I said, City. I see City in the final. So we will play City in the final. So those are my predictions. I think Arsenal go to the finals of the Carabao Cup and lose to City. I'm sorry. I think we go to the semi-finals of the FA Cup and lose to Chelsea or Liverpool or City. I think we win the Europa League. We make it to the final and we win the Europa League. And we are going to be in the top 3 positions in the Premier League. Now, you guys have voted for your 5 defensive midfielders that Arsenal should be looking at. That video is coming to you very, very shortly. Make sure you subscribe and visit my pages: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. See you very, very soon.